like to call the July 10th, 2025 meeting of the Bloomington Historic Preservation Commission to order. Would you call the roll, please, Tom?
Duncan Campbell. Karen Duffy. Here. Jack Baker.
Here.
Jeremy Hackard.
Here.
Renard Cross.
Here.
Sam DeSoler.
Here.
Melanie Dusner. Daniel Schlegel.
Here.
We have quorum.
All right. We do not have minutes at the moment, so we'll
The
pass.
minutes are complete. They're just going to be coming out in the next packet.
All right. Well,
Okay.
We'll have a good read next time.
Okay, certificates of appropriateness.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's not in the minutes, but I noticed an omission in the list of commissioners. You know, at the beginning, Elizabeth Mitchell should be on that
We
list.
like her.
Yeah,
Okay, I will add Liz.
so that's all.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, good catch.
Is that on the new agenda?
Yeah. This is a new state law that we have to include. You know, commissioners, their terms, and who appointed
I
them.
wondered why that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Our
isn't
days
that
are
cool?
numbered.
I have guidelines, if anyone's
They
interested.
put the commissioners, who they're appointed by and what their terms are in the minutes.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh.
You're very welcome.
Yep, good catch.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she could keep flying under the radar. Okay, okay. Are we ready to move on to the first COA?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is COA 1115 East Wiley Street, the Elm Heights Historic District. Petitioner is Betsy Steerett. Is the petitioner or anybody representing the petitioner here today?
It was a staff approval, so they don't.
It is a
need to be
staff
present,
approval. I just
so-
wanted to check.
Okay.
Built in 1926, 1115 East Wiley is an English cottage-style house, sharing some characteristics like massing with a more elaborate Tudor Revival style. The building is currently clad in vinyl siding. Request: we are proposing to remove the existing siding from the house and replace it with LP lap siding in quarry gray in 5.84 inch width. The siding will be brushed smooth finish. The work will be done by Steve Percy and should start September 1st, 2025. Betsy Steerett and Blaze Cronin. Staff approves COA 2539. The house is currently sided with vinyl, which is not a recommended material due to its conspicuous visual distinction from the original wood. Smooth LP siding with a 5.84 inch reveal would more closely match the appearance of the wood clapboard siding found on historic buildings in the district. Give you a little idea. Okay. COA.
Hold on.
Yes.
Sam needs to read the procedure.
Yes.
Oh, right, thank you. Thank you for catching that. Let me get this in. Pardon me. Oh, I've got that too. Thank you. Here we go. For each item, the Historic Preservation Program Manager will first present a staff report, then hear if the petitioner has any additional information, followed by a round of questions from each commissioner. We ask that petitioners, the public, and commissioners refrain from speaking until addressed by the chair unless a question is directly addressed to them. If a member of the public or a petitioner wishes to comment, please raise your hand until recognized by the chair. Once a motion is made, we'll then open up a discussion of the item for members of the commission only. We encourage all commissioners, petitioners, and members of the public to be civil and respectful at all times. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, Certificate of Appropriateness, COA 2524. This is for 818 East 3rd Street, the Tri-Delta House, which is an individually listed historic district.
2540.
2540, right. Okay.
And then Betsy Steerett just joined on.
She did, and she just got approval.
Who did?
Betsy
Betsy
Steerett,
Steerett
who
Yes.
just joined.
online.
Ah,
Mhm.
we might let Betsy, if you were online, we just want to let you know you got approved and you do not have to stay.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry I missed it.
No, no.
We're just moving quickly today.
Yeah, it's all good. Say hi to Steve.
Okay, thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Is there anybody here to represent 818 East 3rd?
If there is no one here, we,
Anybody online who can raise their hand?
I'm gonna ask.
It's like a seance.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we bump this to the end and see if
Okay.
anyone shows up?
Okay. This next item, I believe nobody is going to be attending tonight, but I want to make sure. Is anybody here for COA 2537?
All right,
Okay.
continue that to the next meeting.
Let's move on to demolition delays. Okay. First, oh shoot.
I think you're just looking at last week's packet, maybe.
This is,
I mean, this is from last week.
shoot.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go.
Yeah. No, the packet is correct.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Slideshow is not. Okay. Okay, apologies. The slideshow is not up to date, but your packets, which are available online, by the way, do have the current information about the 2 demolition delays for tonight. So, apologies for that. The first one this evening is DD 2514 located at 314 East 11th Street. The petitioner is North College Partners.
Is the petitioner here?
Is the petitioner here?
I am, yes,
Okay.
on behalf of the petitioner.
Thank you.
314 East 11th Street is a pyramidal roofed cottage with a gabled L built in the 1900s or early 1910s. In the 1910s, the house was owned by the family of Rufus B. Skirvin, a plasterer. Members of the extended family lived in the Cottage Grove area. From 1922 through 1935, the house was owned by Matilda Harris, a retired and widowed farmer. For the first 6 years, her son Morton, a truck driver and IU janitor, and his wife Muriel lived with her. After her son moved out, Matilda occasionally rented to Showers Brothers employees. Over the next decade, no residents stayed longer than a couple of years. This number included quarrymen, laborers, and widows. In 1948, the house was bought by Maddie Issam, a 50-year-old widow who lived with another widow, Wanda Buskirk, who worked as a maid. Wanda moved out in 1956, and Maddie died in 1975, passing ownership of her house to her son, who lived in Florida. The request is for full demolition. Staff recommends release of DD 2514. Do you have anything to add?
I don't believe so. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Do you mind saying your name for the record if
Yes,
possible?
Sable Byers.
Thank you so much.
All right, questions? We start with you, Bernard. Do you have questions?
Is this one the Buskirk in relation to the Buskirks of the Buskirks?
Chumley?
Yes.
She married a Buskirk, but he was not close with the Chumley Buskirks.
Okay. That's
Okay.
I believe he was a truck driver.
You get into some interesting stories in these things. Daniel, questions?
I try to go by these places. What zone is this? Like, what is it zoned for?
It's probably
I don't know how to find that, otherwise I
City
can.
zoning?
Yeah.
We can look that up really fast.
The only reason I'm asking is the houses that were torn down in Green Acres, the ones that went up. When I biked by, they felt like these huge monstrosities compared to like those smaller houses. So I just didn't know if this was also multifamily housing like that was. But the new ones just dwarf everything that's around them. So I figure if it went by city zoning, planning, whatever, that's within their means, but, I was just curious, since I don't know how to find what the city zoning is for this area.
I mean, you can find zoning maps online.
Yeah.
I was just, it wasn't, if you don't mind, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, what was the address again on this?
314 East 11.
Okay.
I can tell you in 30 seconds.
You're gonna beat everybody.
Don't hold me to it, it's taking longer. RM,
What's that?
residential multifamily.
Or M.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I thought RN, I was like, registered nurses?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sorry,
okay.
N.
Yeah. Okay. And this isn't in any sort of district then?
No.
No, okay.
Any other questions?
Not right now.
Karen?
Well, I noticed the retaining wall there. What, do you have a plan for that?
I am unsure.
I don't know.
I mean, is a retaining wall of any significance to a house? I'm assuming if there's a retaining wall there, that will need to remain there. But I don't know if they would plan to leave it, upgrade it. I mean,
Replace it?
right, I know oftentimes old retaining walls need repaired. They're often leaning and, but I'm not entirely sure, unfortunately. Just, here on behalf.
I guess it would have to be repaired or replaced, because otherwise you'd have to grade the whole lot.
Right, I don't think eliminating it would be a possibility.
Thousands of lives and millions of dollars you can,
Yeah.
yes. Any other questions? 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 I have no questions. I will entertain a motion.
I'll move to release DD 2514.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, let's talk about it. Anybody have anything to say? It's kind of one of those. Yeah. Not the district, doesn't have a story significant unto itself. All right, at this point, I think we can probably call a vote.
All right, so there's a motion on the table for demolition delay 2514 at 314 East 11th Street. Voting yes would be to release the demolition delay. Karen Duffy. I'm so sorry, I apologize as a non-voting member. Jack Baker,
Yes.
Jeremy Hackard.
Yes.
Renard Cross.
Yes.
Sam DeSoler,
Yes.
Daniel Schlegel.
An unfortunate yes.
Okay, so that motion does pass 5-0-0.
Today, regarding the property located at 314 East 11th Street, the Historic Preservation Commission declares that it got notice of proposed demolition, and after today's discussion sees no need to review the plans any further and waives the rest of the demolition delay waiting period. The HPC may later recommend the property for historic designation to the Common Council.
All right.
Okay.
Do you have other things on the agenda?
I thought we had one more.
There is one more.
Yeah, I thought you did too.
111 South
Jefferson.
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay, 2515, this is for, again, North College Partners. 111 South Jefferson Street, as you'll see in your packet. Built in 1948, 111 South Jefferson is a minimal ranch with rounded front-facing corners. The building has had a number of substantial alterations, including the installation of a rectangular corrugated metal roof and a rear addition. The house was first occupied from 1948 through 1949 by Walter Prosser and his wife June, a nurse. Walter served as a bomber pilot in World War II and spent most of his career as an engineer for F.H. Langzenkamp, a manufacturer of food processing equipment, finishing his career as vice president. He was a longtime member of Indiana Landmarks, Indiana's primary historic preservation umbrella organization. And in the 1980s, the couple bought and restored an 1870 house on the National Road in Putnam County, which they subsequently opened as a B&B and listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Walter also built and piloted airplanes on the side. From 1950 through 1953, the house was occupied by medical student Jack Lennox. During the year of 1954 through 1955, the house was occupied by John Boyd, a graduate student and another Air Force veteran who would go on to teach journalism at University of Alabama, University of Evansville, Michigan State University, University of Missouri, and Indiana State University. From 1956 through 1958, the house was occupied by telephone operator Agnes Carter. Car salesman Ira Smith and his wife Patricia lived here from 1959 through 1967. Following the Smiths' departure, renters cycled out on an annual basis. The application is for full demolition. Anything additional about this property?
It's zoned R3.
What's that one
Smaller than RM,
for? Okay.
less
So
density.
it's a single-family zoning district.
Yes,
R3.
thank you.
Okay. But not an RM.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Yes.
It's like
That's all
small
I have
lot,
to add.
single family residential, right?
Mm-hmm. Small lot. Any other questions?
No.
Jack? Go ahead, Jack first.
No questions.
Jeremy? Karen? Daniel?
Not question.
No questions. I will entertain a motion.
I'll move to release DD 2515.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, any comments?
There's the irony that he was history or Indiana landmarks.
Well, they got one landmark.
At least
There's
it
not this
looks like
one.
they have
And
that.
those curvy, did you see the photograph, those curvy front walls? Those are
Mhm.
weird. Very interesting.
Yeah, I looked at this on the aerials and it looks like back in like the 50s this would have been a very interesting looking house.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's interesting now, but
Yeah.
for other reasons.
Right, okay. We haven't asked if there's any commentary from the public. Don't see anybody online.
We have one person online that hasn't responded
Okay,
to any inquiries.
okay. Well, I think we can call a vote.
Okay, so this is a motion and it has been seconded for DD 2515 to release a demolition delay. We'll take a vote. Jack Baker,
A reluctant yes.
Jeremy Hackard,
Yes.
Renard Cross,
Yes.
Sam DeSola,
Yes.
Daniel Schlegel,
Another heavy-hearted yes.
and that motion passes 500.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I believe we have something about Cottage Grove.
Yes.
Shall I
Let me
stay in
too.
this
If you
seat?
like, yeah.
I don't know if
Need
it's
to-
next or later.
Read
Is-
the statement to release the demolition
I
delay.
do need to do that, sorry.
Okay, this will be interesting.
Alright, so today regarding the property located at 111 South Jefferson, the Historic Preservation Commission declares that it got notice of proposed demolition and after today's discussion sees no need to review the plans any further and waives the rest of the demolition delay waiting period. The HBC may later recommend the property for historic designation to the Common Council.
Thank you. For the nomination 2502, I would like Noah to sort of
Fill you in.
summarize very quickly what you found for people who were not here last time around.
So, in the June, what is it, June 12th meeting?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I was
that's
going.
it. This came up as a demolition delay. Somebody from the neighborhood came and pointed out that there was a connection here to a significant local family. I subsequently looked into that, which I can summarize again if you all need that. But by and large, it looks like, that connection doesn't really raise this property to the threshold of eligibility for listing by virtue of its connections with significant individuals or events. So there was discussion at the last meeting of voting to rescind this nomination and possibly end the demolition delay period. So would the commission like for me to go through the research again, or would we just open this up for discussion?
I'm familiar with it. If anybody would like Noah to go through the research again, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I think we can look for a motion.
We need questions first.
We can have questions. Any questions? Jack?
No, I don't know what to ask at this point. I mean, Lua has done research. I guess I just have to decide if that's enough and it's time to move on. I am doubting that, I hate to have him waste his time, but unless there's something that we thought might turn up, but at this point, I don't see what that might be. It's not really a question, I'm sorry, but.
I do not have a question.
You have questions?
No question.
Okay, no questions?
No.
I have no questions. So, we can entertain a motion at this point.
I would move to rescind the vote to recommend this property for designation to the common council.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion. I think, well, to chime in, I think we found out two things we found out. One, we have an option to, this is for future reference, to have Noah look into things before we forward that, which is actually the one we want to use next time around. So if I start straying down the wrong path, I appreciate anyone who wants to correct me. That would be lovely. But I think it turned out to be a rental house owned by some famous people, but it doesn't have merits, either architectural or cultural on its own. Any other comments, Jack?
Just thank you, Noah, for going the extra distance. I think we're at a dead end on this.
Yeah. Jeremy?
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Noah, for doing the due diligence on this. It's always good to make sure we have full information available to us. And like Sam said, I think next time where maybe what questions are raised about something from the public in one of these meetings, we can ask for a formal review at a time and have Noah do some work without it having to necessarily then go to the council. It buys us a little bit of time, get some research, get everything right, and then move forward. So.
Well said. I agree.
And was this just for a single designation or to be part of Cottage Grove?
A single designation for the single house.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so.
Yeah. Any other comments?
No comments.
I have one other comment. Thank you for the petitioner for being patient with us. We appreciate that.
We appreciate your guys' work.
Okay, thank you. So I think we can call the roll, call for a vote.
Okay, and this would be a vote on the motion to rescind the nomination 2502. Jack Baker,
Yes?
Jeremy Hackard,
Yes.
Reynard Cross,
Yes.
Sam DeSoler,
Yes.
Daniel Schlegel,
Yes.
and that motion passes 5-0-0.
At this point, we've rescinded the nomination, but we still have to go through demolition delay and make a motion to release. And if there's no further discussion, are there any comments from the public? And seeing none, I will open it up for a motion in that regard.
As a reminder, this is DD 2510.
Thank you.
I move to release DD 2510.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? I think we've kind of talked about it. If anybody has anything else they'd like to say? Okay. Would you call the roll, Donna?
Yeah, there's a motion on the floor to release the demolition delay 2510. Jack Baker,
Yes.
Jeremy Hackard,
Yes.
Reynard Cross,
Yes.
Sam DeSoler,
Yes.
Daniel Schlegel,
Yes.
and that motion passes 5-0-0.
Okay, today regarding the property located at 711 East Cottage Grove Avenue, the Historic Preservation Commission declares that it got noticed of proposed demolition, and after today's discussion sees no need to review the plans any further and waives the rest of the demolition delay waiting period. The HPC may later recommend the property for historic designation to the Common Council.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You as well.
I just want to, I don't want to use the phrase circle back because I don't like saying circle back, but, well, here we are, the Tried Out
Circle
House. Yes. COA 2540. I want to double check and see if there's anybody here for that item.
If you're online, please raise your hand. All right, seeing none, I think we're gonna continue this one to the next meeting.
Which will bring us, if there are no objections, to outstanding violations. Under, right, that should be under old business, okay. So getting started with a few items here. 702, sorry, not 702, I'm gonna start with the one on the left. 906 West 6th Street. We have the petitioner, or the new owner who bought this from the person who committed the violations at the last meeting, who applied to substantially undo a lot of the damage. Those owners are going to be coming back with a follow-up petition for doing some adjustments to the windows on the west elevation in the garage, which I think Karen has seen that application because it went out to the west side neighborhood. So, put a finger on that, but it's on its way to getting resolved. Next one, 924 West Kirkwood. The petitioner for this item was not here today, which they had communicated with me by email. They were not going to be because there were some materials that they hadn't submitted yet, which were asked for at the last meeting, including a revised design for the porch railing and columns, as well as some more information about what the plans are for the front door transom light and the footer, which it sounds like the original limestone footer is going to be put back in some fashion, but there were some questions about the wood post that had subsequently been added and how that's going to be incorporated. So hopefully we can expect them at the next meeting. 702 West Kirkwood. This is one that we have been discussing how we're going to move forward with this.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one on the right. Windows have been removed. Some other windows with different dimensions with transom windows above have been added in. And so we need to establish, along with Director of Hand, a timeline for getting the petitioner to come back with a more appropriate application.
Well, and also for that one, there's like a gutter that's hanging down in
Yeah.
the front too.
Mhm.
It's not in good
Mhm.
shape. It's exposed to
Mhm.
weather, and it's been months. Like that was
Mhm.
in the spring at some point when they first came in, if I remember correctly. And so at least I'm concerned about them moving forward, and we
Mhm.
need to get some kind of plan for them in order to this move forward so the house isn't damaged in the meantime. And so it's just, what can we do in order to help encourage that to happen? I'm open to suggestions.
Also, so in the future, when we have these situations where people submit retroactive COAs, this is something that I was discussing with the Annas, is getting, if something is not approved on the first go-around, to establish a deadline for submitting a appropriate application,
Could we, in the motion where we
Mhm.
deny the COA, amend it to say, and we expect to see a amended application by X date, or something along those lines? Could it be part of that?
Possibly, I would like to hear, I think Anna has been, there's been a discussion, and if you would bring everybody up to date as to where that is.
I mean, this is
Or if
this would basically come up as like a suggestion,
Okay.
where,
It's been a discussion.
because,
I don't know that it's-
Okay.
I mean, a lot of enforcement relies on establishing deadlines, and it's important to be consistent about when we establish these deadlines. So I think after a retroactive COA application is denied is as good a time as any. Or
So, let me ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
So, in most of the cases where we've had retroactive COAs, it's a substantial amount of work, right? It's
Mhm.
not just a you
Mhm.
know, a railing or something
Mhm.
like that that needs to be replaced.
Mostly,
So, just trying to think through the process of whether this becomes a standard, and so
Mhm.
all retroactive COAs then have to return within 60 days, or if it's dealt with on a case-by-case basis, and how we could possibly do that, that would be, fair.
There's the COA and then there's doing the work.
Right.
And the COA, I don't think is going to take significantly more time. Getting the materials, lining up the workers, that's a different question.
Yeah.
And I think that can be case by case. But getting an approved COA in front of us after a notice of violation, I'd listen to any rebuttal, but I don't think there's a reason that can't have a set deadline.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. And then that, of course, gives the 2 years in which to complete the work,
Right.
or
Yeah,
a fine would be
sorry.
issued.
But like a 30-day or 30-day turnaround or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But also on the COA,
Mhm.
depending on the scope of work, I think we can also
Mhm.
amend that 2 years to be something appropriate to the situation on a case-by-case basis. So I think that the COA, in response to a notice of violation, should not necessarily automatically get a 2-year timeline.
Yeah.
So,
I'm thinking of Willow Terrace.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
if I may,
You may.
I have two questions. So, you give a timeline for retroactive COAs. Nothing happens. Then what? What is the
Well, if nothing
penalty?
is done in that time period, then a fine would be issued.
So we're certain that this is now the procedure.
That's
that
what,
we will
that is
go
what
to.
we are establishing
This is what I would like to
in the
proceed
process
to.
of
Right.
establishing it.
Okay,
Mhm.
and I'd like to hear more on that when there's more, because I'm excited now, because, ooh, we're getting some movement, okay.
I mean, this is
Um,
gonna have to be a conversation with the two of us and with Anna, but
Yeah.
if this is something that the commissioners think would be fair and consistent, then I think it could be a good way to,
I think so.
Handle these things.
Establish a
Mhm.
certain number of days to turn that
Mhm.
around, and if not, there would be a
A
fine.
levy.
A fine levy, yeah.
And again, this consequence is to be disaggregated from any consequences for making the breach in the first place, correct?
I don't understand the question.
Meaning, you did something to a house that
Mhm.
you shouldn't have done.
Mhm.
That should have its own consequences. Then, you apply for a COA within a certain period of time and get it before the commission. If that's not done within a certain amount of time, then that has its own consequences also.
or the consequence to that would be the fine for the violation.
So,
I think,
Mhm.
I think the purpose of the HPC is not to levy fines
Mhm.
or dole out penalties. I think the purpose of the HPC is to preserve historic structures. And if we can get people to remediate bad things they've done to a house or a building or whatever, and, make the campsite cleaner than they found it, I am not necessarily one, I don't know that it is the mission of the HPC to punish people.
and I have no issues necessarily with that, but the HPC is a cog within a city bureaucracy.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm not saying who should apply the fine. If it's not the HPC, then that's fine, as
We
was-
cannot,
No,
by law.
I get that, but
Okay.
for those who have an audience elsewhere in city government, then perhaps that point should be made in the relevant forum to that relevant department. I would also suggest that even while the work is continuing, if we give them, 2 years, 18 months, or whatever, there should be periodic attendance to update the HPC on the progress. Every 60 days, every 90 days, every 30 days, every other meeting, they have to come back
Every
here
20
and say, this is the progress. If no progress, explain why. So there needs to be,
And if they don't show up, and if they don't explain progress, what is the consequence?
similar to what would happen, I suspect, if the COA doesn't come in. I mean, it's a series of benchmarks that you need to meet. If you get 60 days for COA and that doesn't happen, and you don't meet that deadline, and something happens, you have to report 60 days hence. If you don't turn up, then something happens.
I think that is going to generate a lot of check-ins and tape and problems. And I think the only thing, it's like if they cross a line, then you can start to impose fines. I think that's really the only thing you need to do. And then you start to collect those fines or put liens on the property. Because having people come to check in actually, I think, takes away from them having time to do the other thing. I think you need to get their attention. I think you need to light a fire under them. And I don't know that a check-in is actually going to be helpful.
This is the problem that I'm trying to avoid, where you give somebody a year and then nothing happens, and you only find that nothing happens when the year is up, or when
And
9
then they get a
months.
fine.
Well, you can tailor it case by case though too, to where it's like, oh, if it's a replacing of a railing, they don't need a year, right? Like it would be, we can shorten up that period
Yeah.
a little bit.
We'll have to see where I'm embarrassed to say, I don't know if the 2-year comes from our city
That's what I was
code,
just
or if it
gonna
comes
say.
from the enabling legislation.
Yeah, so that's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that,
Mhm.
I'm not sure that is something that we can
Oh,
change, so
really?
we do need to
Okay,
look at the
Yeah.
years.
I want to work. Yeah, I want to be sure we're working with the tools
Yeah.
that we have
yeah.
Oh,
without
sure.
having to amend things.
And then the other question I had related to that
Mhm.
is there a response time built into a notice of violation?
So,
Yes, there is.
there is.
Which is what?
Shoot, I think it's
It's a secret.
it's in the letter, so I have that letter, and I'll be like, oh, keep an eye on that. But I'm trying to remember if it's 2 weeks or 30 days.
But is that your response time, or is that a standard that we use
Well,
with all notices of violation across the city?
Where does that come from? Yeah.
Where it comes from?
Might be worth
I
it.
think that one comes from City Code, Title 8.
So if
Mhm.
they do not respond within the set
Mhm.
period of time, that's when you can start levying
Yes.
fines? Question mark.
Hypothetically, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think at this point,
Mhm.
it would be best practice to say
Mhm.
in that letter, if you don't already,
Mhm.
that if you do not respond
Mhm.
and submit by this deadline,
Mhm.
you will be, the city will be able to levy you
Mhm.
fines, and you should expect that.
And then we actually have to do it.
And then you actually have to do it.
Okay. Mhm.
So,
Right.
my question would be, are you all gonna go back and draft something that kind of lays all this out and then be like, hey, here's what we came up with, and we'd be able to take a look at that?
Yeah, here's what we can do, here's what we can't
Yeah,
do.
it'd be
Mhm.
nice to have that
Yeah.
in writing, so we
Mhm.
can have a look at it and
Mhm.
have a discussion over, we
Mhm.
double checked, this is state law, this is city
Mhm.
code or whatever, these are the parameters.
Mhm.
Yes, but I think I would like us to run our traps
Uh-huh.
before we bring it back to y'all, because what I don't want to do is bring you guys back something that sounds great and
Oh, yeah,
there's no,
totally.
but there's no
Mhm.
interest in actually pursuing fines or doing that for some reason at this.
Yeah, no, it-
So let us vet
Try to
that
figure out
Mhm.
all that
and make
kind of
sure that
stuff.
it would work.
Mhm.
It'd just be nice to have some kind of mechanism to
we-
help
yeah.
move this along that's reasonable,
Yeah.
and follows the law.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that, like, there's notice of violations, and I think the other piece of this, that we have been neglecting and still are, is, maintenance.
Mhm.
So maintenance violations, I think we need to be keeping an eye out for those.
Mhm.
I talked to Han to see if the city would be willing to update their U-report, and they are not willing to do that at this point. They've got too much going on, I think. And I think they're trying to get through a backlog of
Mhm.
U-report stuff.
That's what I heard.
So that's what I hear too. I also see some of my cases from 2 years ago I complained a lot, getting cleared.
Mhm.
So I would appreciate people thinking about
Mhm.
other mechanisms we can use to let the community know and keep an eye on important structures, keep an eye on rental houses, and maybe this is something you can incorporate into your postcard that you
Mhm.
send out every year to homeowners.
A note on maintenance.
Yeah,
That would be good.
yeah, I mean, if anybody's got other thoughts, I'm wide open. I do
That would
think
be a
that's
nice step at least of,
Yeah,
it's always in there every year.
yeah. And I don't think you need to send out more than one thing a year, but I don't want to be killing too many trees.
And do they, remind me again, do they get the postcard when you buy the house? Or is it just every, like?
Just every year. I need to get back with GIS system because I've been speaking with, or I set it up with city GIS department to receive regular updates on property transfers in historic districts. And I haven't been getting those emails since the test email, which was a couple months ago, so.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not working too well.
No.
Or nobody's selling any houses, which I know is not true.
So do you have any idea how long it might take for y'all to draft something? Like, I doubt it would be the next meeting, but I'm just kind of curious, general timeline when we might be able to see something of what could be feasible.
You mean in terms of
The
Procedures.
drafting, something,
Procedural
what the
violations?
procedures could be,
I mean, I would like to be able to discuss this in the next couple weeks.
yeah.
And if you want me to drop by for a meeting at some point, just give me a shout. Or we can even do it at our Wednesday thing, that's, works.
Okay, why don't we aim for the first meeting of the month, which is when Noah really
Sure.
usually gives his
Mhm.
update on violations, and if we miss that date, then we'll do the second meeting if we can't get it done, but we'll put it on for the first meeting.
So probably August.
It will be
Yeah.
during August, yes.
Okay.
But our goal will be to get it at the first meeting.
That makes sense.
Yes.
All right.
Also, I wanted to bring up sidewalk, another outstanding violation. I've started getting some quotes from masons on that, so, I have one so far, and when I've collected a few, I'm gonna see if I can meet up with the, planning and engineering department to
Oh, boy.
come up with some sort of reasonable plan for resetting it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we still don't have any Tri-Delta reps, do we? Nobody online.
Nobody on.
Do we have anything else on the agenda?
That's it.
All right. Comments? Questions? Thank you all for coming.
Thank
You're
you.
adjourned.
Correct. 45 minutes.